Alright, hello everyone.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
So we are back on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations, Episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout. That is the world's longest title, I think, ever.
It is.
It's
It really
very
is.
long. So what happened on last time's episode of I Swear I'm Not a Serial Killer, part, 300?
Oh god.
Alright, the judge still thinks we're our nobody. Gumshoe threatened to arrest us if we don't prove him incompetent in the case against Maggie. I still don't think you can arrest someone for incompetence just because we probably would have been arrested before, but... let's see. The victim was a programmer whose coffee was flavored with potassium cyanide. Also, his bag of ear medication was suspiciously empty. We also found out that potassium cyanide can be purchased on Amazon for $40. Maggie continues to insist that she saw a guy sit across from Glenn, but Jean and Kudo testified that he sat alone. Kudo's mask prevents him from seeing the ketchup stain on the apron he submitted that had a poison bottle in it. Let's see, what else? We pulled some BS about the ear medicine that honestly does nothing to refute the poison in the victim's coffee. Because isn't that how we run every trial?
Yeah.
And Kudo sneaked some fine print about his ear into the autopsy report that we never read. You notice we always have a 2-sentence thing and call it good. And now Gumshoe not letting his crush on her cause him to perjure himself or her has reignited Maggie's trust issues. And also we are at Kudo Coffee Counter 5. I'm glad someone remembered the coffee counter because I was thinking about that as I was reading through.
Yeah, it's but how many cups?
So, shall we just dive in?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this. Should have put my hair down before I, crap, I forgot. Okay. Got this. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Kudo, your next witness, please.
The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand?
Oh, fuck.
It's you.
Oh, it's me. I do remember this.
Name and sorry, my mouth is full. Name and occupation, if you don't mind.
The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me. Mind you, I can be quite emotional at times, too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation? Listen, youngin'. How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here?
Kimono embroidery?
That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimono. My ancestors were embroidering kimono before this country even existed. Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile.
That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? I can talk today really well. Oh, yes. I was eating some seeds over a cup of Giavaccino. Seeds? What do you think these are, I see.
Mouth still full, sorry. So you saw everything that happened again? Or happened, Grim? I promise I'm almost done with my apple.
Did I? Oh, yes. Yes, I did. I saw it all.
Then please tell the court. We're all ears.
Sure. I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail. I'm gonna murder my voice by the end of this.
Yeah. He's really getting into this.
Alright, first testimony of the night. We got this. The young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a Giavaccino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Well, that was short and succinct.
Yeah.
Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. You're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with the old-fashioned ones,
A lot.
Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you.
Wow.
Excuse me. Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Hell yeah, Your Honor.
All right, let's get this over with. The young man was reading the sports paper.
So, you saw the victim, then. You saw Mr. Glenn Elk?
I wanted to know if Goodson Braun retained his championship or not.
So, he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? And at the location in question, there are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right?
So what if there are?
A lot. You say that you could see the victim. That means you were sitting at the table on the other side of the restaurant, correct?
I go to that place to drink Davicino. I don't go to sit. I don't go to remember which table I was sitting at.
Oh my god. You mean you go there to eye the waitress?
The serving girl brought him a Davicino, but she put something in it.
Mr. Kudo, that is very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw?
Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I.
Oh, I see.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress.
And I saw what the serving girl put into the Davicino as well.
I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not gonna like it.
Would we like to leave it or press it?
Oh shit. That's a good question, Mr. Krabs. I mean,
Hold on.
yeah, same.
I'm Googling it because, not gonna fuck around.
I mean, I'd like to
Yeah.
point out, it's not like we can lose the trial by just
Yeah.
getting information, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I live
We
on the
talked
wild
about this
side.
last time. If say really, realistically, if there's no consequence, then there's no point in us not doing it.
Mhm.
Your Honor. We need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask the witness to add that what he knows about about this to this testimony. Wow.
I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Did she really put that into the coffee?
You doubt me, boy? She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in.
Couldn't she have been adding sugar?
Sugar? In a small brown bottle like that? Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms?
Oh, there we go. I've been waiting for an actual pause to read this. Kudo, waitress is just a
Kudo.
politically correct word for youngsters youngsters made up for tavern wenches.
Wow.
I mean, you're not necessarily wrong.
Felt that.
A bottle like this, perhaps?
Oh, there it is! That's the one! That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume.
Oh my god. I know potassium cyanide when I see it. It's what I use to make my grandson's birthday cake. Kids.
Well, shit. Oh, yeah, banana flavored.
What did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you?
The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. I'm like 95% sure that is not actually what happens in potassium cyanide poisoning.
He took just one sip.
You youngins, you waste everything! Those Javachinos cost $8! In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died!
Oh, congratulations. You have earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom.
I don't know, we're the ones who cross-examined a parrot once.
So it was an immediate death? Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible.
I don't know that it is, but okay. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turn sour in my stomach.
Oh yes, I know that feeling.
And the waitress, I presume she is... That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is.
Sorry?
You can see all the way up to her... You know, she's practically naked in that uniform. You know, just with wearing clothes.
So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear such a uniform, even me.
Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. I think we just got murdered by the judge.
Holy shit.
Like, that was a burn to last the ages. Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together.
I guess I got a bit carried away.
There are other things I recognize about her, too.
He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do?
Leave it or press it.
Press it!
Alright, like a grape.
Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress is Maggie Bird or not.
Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose. A little weird, but okay.
You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face.
As if I wouldn't remember that.
Objection!
The witness noticed the straps on the accused apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right.
Is he?
I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red.
You see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight.
There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow.
Alright, do I want to ask about the straps or ask about her back? Or just leave it?
The straps? Because if they were loose, maybe that means that it was a person in disguise, and it, like, you know how, like, if you wear something too small for you, then it's, you know, yeah.
Are we basically going off of the same as that first Steel Samurai case where we figured out that it wasn't the Steel Samurai in the costume because the legs were too long?
Yes.
Lemur, you want to ask about the straps too?
Sure.
Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that?
Oh, don't ask him like that.
We're asking anyway.
What?
The ribbon in her hair, the straps on her apron. What's the fascination?
Fascination?
Objection!
People of all kinds.
Oh my god.
People have all kinds of fetishes, right? You don't need to embarrass the witness.
Listen, you young upstarts, I even got some sick strap fetish.
Yeah, you do.
Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright?
Yeah, it's weird.
I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress straps.
I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself? I'm sure anyone walking past my door at this moment is absolutely thinking I'm bonkers.
Yeah.
Very well. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless.
Oh god.
Do you think old Seedy really saw Maggie do it?
Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there.
But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress.
I guess. She makes a good point, though.
Hey! Did I just say something clever?
I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie.
That's what we have to figure out, Nick. Okay, well,
Maybe it was the other one.
yeah, let's press on the other one and see if that gives us anything. What about her face?
Objection!
Da-da-da-da-da. So let's ask about her back.
The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back.
So what?
It is possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all.
Objection!
Huh, he's got you there, Gramps.
Imagine you're in this trial, you think the prosecutor's on your side, and he just goes, you suck.
Yeah. Right? People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
This is harassment! I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. Sure. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer.
And if I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. Your Honor, nuh-uh, yeah-huh, nuh-uh. That's me right now.
There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front.
You didn't find anything to be distinct, but did you clearly see the witness's face? Yes?
No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down.
That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay.
This has turned into a matter of pride for old Seedy now, I guess. I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not.
Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front.
Do you think old Seedy really saw Maggie do it? Okay, I think we've done this.
Yeah.
Did I say something clever, Nick?
Yes. I'm proud of you.
Okay, well, the big thing that comes to mind is that she wears glasses. But I'm gonna take a look through our evidence just because it's been a while. See if there's anything that... I mean... Her apron has a lot of shit on it, too.
Yeah. And you can only see it from the front.
Yeah. Alright. Taking a vote. Do we think it's the apron, or do we think that it's the fact that she wears glasses?
The apron.
Apron?
Yeah. Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this.
That filthy thing would suit a filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating.
Wow.
You remember that potassium cyanide cake?
Good times.
Banana flavored.
Very. Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? Well, you half-witted clot.
Haha.
What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning.
Uh-oh.
And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget about something like this. Which means if you had really seen this apron before, yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front.
Oops.
Wow.
Witness. You can't just oops your way out of this.
Huh. Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands.
For sure.
Number 6.
6. ... Dramatically.
Listen, Trey. Here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant.
That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird.
Exactly. Sorry. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching.
I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing.
Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot a burger a customer wanted. He can't remember? Probably more like he's messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well, let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. Oh, this isn't gonna go in a weird place at all, I'm sure. He was another one of those pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick?
We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot.
Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel?
Yeah.
Not when that saves our client.
Right. I suppose, but it's what I do best. Oh.
Alright, I want to check something really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So they mentioned that he was wrestling the paper with his right hand. Which means... And of course, we don't know what hand the victim used to pick up the coffee. Alright, he was another one of those pesky broken spectacles, all that shit.
Spectacles.
Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish? That's why I remember him so well.
He did have some kind of lens over his left eye. Scouter! No. But I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses.
He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Kudo's sharp appearance.
Oh god.
We better come up with something sharp and quick.
Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles.
He had a newspaper in his right hand and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages.
The newspaper was sports paper, was it?
That young hooligan? I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I needed to find out if Goodson Run retained his championship title.
It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you just buy your own?
What are you looking at me like that for? How dare you judge me?
Ah!
Goodson Brown got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway, the young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well.
The wireless.
The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. And using an earpiece? It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
What are you looking at me like that for? How dare you feel sorry for me?
Ah!
Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javachino.
You mean the waitress who you only saw from behind, right?
You're one of those, are you? You never let anything go, isn't that right?
Maybe.
What does it matter if I saw her from the front or from the behind? My eyes don't lie.
Ah! I better not put it until I got some more evidence.
The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
His free hand?
Yes.
Which hand was that?
Weren't you listening before, cloth ears? I said he was wrestling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, then which hand was it, you moron?
Sorry. I started talking and then I realized I was muted and I still have food in my mouth. Ah! Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has 3 hands.
Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory was more holes than a slice of Swiss.
I guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh?
Anything will do, even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake, and he's ours.
All right, so let's take a look at our email. At our email.
Yes, at
court
our
record.
email.
Yes.
Yes.
What are nice emails?
Okay, so we got that. Doodles in the victim's handwriting. Let's see. Lunch special. Contract. Died of potassium cyanide. Let's see, we have the floor plan.
Our favorite.
Ew, I see what the issue is.
What?
So if you look at where the cup is in comparison to his right hand, then the cup seems to have been held in his right hand, right? Because otherwise the cup handle would be the other side.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Javachino picked up the cup with his free hand. Never mind.
That's it.
Oh no.
Oh
I can-
no.
Okay, right evidence, wrong statement.
Well, damn.
Oh.
All right, what statement?
The little fidget. Oh wait. Yeah, it says percent coffee cup to the statement. The little
Oh,
fidget
coffee
picked
cup.
up the cup.
Yeah.
What did you present?
I presented the crime scene photo because it shows.
Oh, I thought you.
Oh, I guess I can see how you can get it from the coffee cup because there's the lip mark on it.
Smudge.
I get it.
Sorry.
Hmm?
I'm trying to keep my dog from screaming by throwing Fruit Loops at him, so I'm not 100%. So I'm sorry. I just remembered what evidence you presented.
Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of were told at the start of the testimony? This was a way of testing your credibility of your memory.
I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Please sing the pigeon song.
Please
Here, tell
do
us
it.
where this is going, Trey.
According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
What is this, kindergarten?
But I would like the court to
Game of
please look at
semantics.
this.
That's the cup the victim used, correct?
Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice the mark left on by the victim's lips.
Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee.
If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see the victim was holding the cup in his right hand.
How? I actually had a friend once that told me that the way that you cure hiccups is by drinking out of the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if he was holding it in his left hand, the thing would still be on the right. And I never understood how you could do that. Like, she tried showing it to me like 3 times, and I still don't understand it. I also have no idea how it would fix your hiccups, to be completely honest.
Maybe you're confusing them.
I mean, I guess
Well-
you are, like, dialing in to try to figure out how to get the water in your mouth, but...
Probably. Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Pigeon song.
Pigeon song. Pigeon song.
Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this simply is not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from. Wait! I haven't sung the pigeon song yet. If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh, yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead hot bot and you spiky-haired yahoo who are at fault.
Who, me?
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say.
Pigeon song?
Pigeon song.
Pigeon song. Pigeon song.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but we will not listen.
You are
without
the weakest
pigeon
link.
song.
Goodbye.
You are not America's Next Top Model.
Sure, why not hear a little more?
Mr. Kudo.
Sorry. But this is my 16th cup of coffee.
Not during this
What?
trial. We know it's your 6th.
Excuse me.
Bitch, I've been counting. Now, it is possible he shotgunned 10 before this trial.
Damn it.
Well, on-screen count is at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. All right, left hand or right hand? That is the question. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye.
Wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It's a small computer monitor often used by programmers.
And now we can tell how dated this game is because apparently they thought Google Glass was going to take off.
Oh shit!
A monitor? You mean like a television screen?
Oh my god. Oh, I mean like a monitor, you old fart. The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called it's called, oh god, lay up. Hold on. My dog. Okay.
Yeah.
She went to lay down on the pillow that I have my iPad set up on, and she knocked it over. It's
Oh,
okay.
well.
She's settled now.
Nice.
She traditionally does not care what is sitting anywhere before laying down.
As long as she's comfortable afterwards, she doesn't care how she gets there.
Mm-hmm.
It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
It's okay, man. HD, TV, DVD, CDD, all of these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth.
It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying.
And those are the facts in good old black and white.
But we're in Technicolor.
Oh man, I will be so happy to get done with this man's testimony. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs.
So the victim was wearing an HMD.
HD, TV, CD, DVD, what does it matter?
It was none of them actually, but anyway.
To be fair, I almost said HGTV instead of HDTV.
Yeah, HGTV. That's what I was thinking too. CBS, ABCDFG, yes. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side?
No question. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. On the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head.
He kept fiddling with it all the time.
It seems he kept an eye on Mr. Glenelg.
He was getting on my nerves, rustling that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all that fuss dying from one sip of Javachino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked!
Oh my god. So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy.
He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too.
The earpiece you mentioned, which hand did the victim touch it with?
You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. Or fastens your left cuff with your right hand. And when the tour guide says, on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah, you're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you?
No, I didn't mean...
Obviously, he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in.
Ow, 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 ow! If he had the HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess.
And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand.
You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo.
That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me.
It looks like he really did see the guy picking up the cup with his left hand. This is a dead end.
Well, Nick, what do you think?
I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right.
Then chuck evidence at him until he breaks.
But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in this testimony, right?
Okay, well, let's take a look at the evidence again. Okay, so the doodles and the victim's handwriting. I don't see anything in here that... Potassium cyanide. Crime scene photo. Can't really tell anything from that. coffee cup. Oh, wait a second. Why was he fiddling with the thing if he had a ruptured eardrum?
Yeah.
Left eardrum was ruptured.
Hmm.
He was fiddling. Let's see. He was wearing the earpiece on the same side. I mean, I feel like I should be able to present it here. So why would we wear the earpiece on the same side as...
You want me to tell you?
Yes, please.
Present victim's prescription bag to the statement, and then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand.
Okay. So, same idea, just...
I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim.
What?
You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD.
No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What did you say?
I don't think so. You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo. But the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. But, his eardrum was ruptured.
Eh?
Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right, it's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece on his left ear. Because he couldn't even hear in that ear.
Is that true, Captain?
It is.
I'd like to point out, it's not impossible that he was wearing it. It's just impossible that he was doing it. Pigeon! Pretty pigeon!
Wow. The pigeon song no and broke lemur.
Sorry, I didn't mean to spring that on you. I just suddenly realized they were going into it.
God damn it.
Order! Order! Order!
This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when he knows his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godot.
A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the... Would you like to read instead? Maverick, you're not even 2. You definitely can't read. Excuse me? That's like almost 14 in dog years? Fuck you, Mom.
Oh shit.
He still can't read. A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Oh,
Captain!
Okay.
stuff like that.
Are you calling me a drip?
True.
This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javachino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. Duh. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. He was getting rid of hiccups. That's what the old man saw.
Your Honor, impossible. The witness had already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee.
Objection.
Number 7.
7!
Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. Elg drank the poisoned coffee. Like this!
Sadly, Mr. Kudo, that doesn't wash. One of the testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. Testimony given by this witness is useless.
You're useless.
That's fitting.
I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. At this point, the prosecution and the defense are just calling each other names. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey! I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned. Hold it! Wait! If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now.
Okay. How is your bad memory my fault?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else the court should know.
What?
There's more?
To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark.
Me? She's looking at me like some sort of evil shogun.
Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. Already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. That sounds like you're going to murder him.
No.
No thanks.
I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet! Much, much quicker. Oh, I can't believe this is happening. You better get ready, youngster!
I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would ya? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with the box of seeds.
Alright, the final countdown.
The final countdown.
First of all, I want to stress that this might not be... First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. Not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Eh, you're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man? No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Literally no one said anything.
Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick?
Yeah. So what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy.
You're a bird brain. That's why that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please.
Aye, Captain.
All right. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself.
The court generally prefers its witnesses that are sure of themselves, Mr. Kudo.
Noisy brat. I'm warning you, I'm more savage than a macho man right now. You won't beat me with this testimony. This is the final battle.
Hey? Ow! 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 He's chucking those things harder than ever. I bet You better be careful.
Come on, Nick, nail him! The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino.
Court has already heard that testimony, Mr. Kudo.
I know that. I was just setting the mood. How else am I supposed to build up the suspense,
Huh. Well, the suspense?
Yes, now what do you think? Should I work the audience a bit more? No, no. Please continue, Mr. Kudo, as quickly as possible. The ball pit closes in 20 minutes.
Yes.
All right, now where was I? Ah, yes. The young boy slumped over the table and... Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. Clumsy fucking dying idiot.
A vase, you say?
Yes, there are vases on all the tables in that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over.
Well, he's right about there being vases. I do remember seeing them too. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there. You saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase.
Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define...
Okay, I get it.
Alright, so we're just gonna fact check him there. That vase seems to be perfectly upright, my dude.
Oh, it looks, set up to me.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
I heard it break, and the sight of it is burned into my memory as clear as day. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked.
Soaked in water, you mean?
Yes, it splashed me on the knee as well. How hard did this thing break?
What the? You said you were sitting at the table across the room from the victim, correct? And yet, the water still managed to splash onto you?
It was cold! I clearly remember it splashing me.
Okay, the way that he's describing it makes it sound more like an explosion
Yeah.
than it just breaking.
Did the water really make it all the way across the other side of the room?
No.
Well,
No.
how about that? Turn things upside down,
I
No.
mean, yes, possibly, but I'm just saying no, because fuck this guy.
You mean the vase on the victim's table falling upside down and breaking?
The vase turned upside down, and my testimony's turning this case upside down. It's a joke. I just wanted everyone to hear it. What do you think, Captain?
Bad take.
I'm impressed by your ability to waste time.
Godot hasn't raised any objections for a while now.
So you young show-off, with that scrap of information, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. If I lose this one, I'll take it like a man and admit defeat.
Really giving you the evil eye, Maya.
It's you he's looking at, Nick, not me. It's like he's saying, I triple dog dare you to find a contradiction, youngin'.
I guess I'll just have to rise to the challenge then.
Alright, well, we're gonna, He knocked the vase right over, it broke. Okay, well...
Nuh-uh.
Sir, you can clearly see in this photo it is not broken.
Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene.
So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact.
Huh?
Lost your tongue, granddad.
I'm no granddad of yours, hopscotch!
Ow, ow, ow!
Enough! If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night. Ah! What is it now? I just remembered something!
Yes, go on.
The broken vase. It was on my table.
Oh, shit, what?
Well, you see, it startled me when that young lad collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table. Yeah, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked.
Out your wet.
Just think I had to say that out loud. The things we do for this stream.
Please throw him out.
Oh, okay, thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've definitely earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Ah! Wait a minute! If that's the case, there's more! I've got more to say! Oh yes, I remember something else! Bailiff! Escort the witness out of the courtroom. Hey, listen to me! Well, this went well. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I am still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are 2 disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far.
The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear.
Wow, Nick, you did it! I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end.
One more thing, Your Honor.
The witness we just heard from. Please never put him in my sights ever again. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use, so he summarized it accordingly into this statement.
Okay.
You may each have a copy of it if you wish.
No.
Nah, it's fine. Whatever, the prosecution doesn't need props like that.
Kudo's really mad, huh?
Yeah, I would be too.
Oh god, hi Maverick. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hold on, I just got mauled. Did you have dinner, honey? Yeah, I know. You look so happy.
Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Godot's.
I don't need that many. Yes, Your Honor.
We don't want them either. Alright. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry.
Wow. I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony, more like a 5-year-old's apology.
What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies?
Sell them on eBay.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Thank God.
And we have hit our to be continued. I know we started a little late. Do we want to start in on the next one, or do we want to call it for tonight?
Let's call it.
Sounds good.
I think this is a good stopping place because...
There's probably a lot that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going into investigation again, so...
Yeah. It might be good to just start with investigation.
Sounds good. All right. Next stream is probably Sunday. We'll probably hit 428. I don't know if we'll finish it up next stream or not, but we're getting there. We're getting close. We've died a shit ton.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah,
We've
that is an indicator that you're getting close. It's just the amount of death.
We've blown up Shibuya how many times? Like
Many damn times.
yeah. So yeah, next stream is Sunday, normal time, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, like normal. Other than that, I think we're good. Anyone else have anything they want to talk about?
No.
All right. Then we will see you guys on Sunday. Have a good night. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Get vaccinated if you can. And
Make good choices. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Have a
don't
night,
throw.
guys.
Sing the pigeon song tonight before sleep for good luck.
Exactly. The pigeon song is very important.
Yes.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.